Hi guys, rainy day out there, so there might be a bit of background noise. Right, flashlights or torches as I would prefer to call them. This one I did a video on, in fact I've done a few videos on it. I did an original video on it where I converted it to a LED array, and then I did a recent video where I put a power bank in there with a lead coming out from it so we can charge it without taking it apart and getting the power bank out. So that one runs on a single 18650 in a power bank, and it's got all the charging circuit in there, so we just plug that in and it charges up. Right, this one I just found in the back of my garage, covered in dust, filthy, and it doesn't work. I'm 99% certain, in fact 100% certain, this one's got one of those old square shaped batteries in it. Looks like I've had to tape it together for some reason. Right, is that going to come out? Does it twist come out? Twist come out, okay. Oh, is that a spare bulb? Yeah. A spare bulb. Wow. That's handy. Right, I reckon, as I say, that's one of those square batteries. So what were they? 6 volt, I think, weren't they? Volts. Ningbo Bawang Battery Company Limited. Super battery. Yeah, okay, well I think we can assume, well, let's not assume anything, let's measure. Yeah, I think we can assume that one's dead. So, what are we going to do? I mean, obviously we could replace that with 2 nickel metal hydride batteries. Sorry, not nickel. 2 lithium ion batteries, 2 18650s or something. That would give us 8 volts rather than 6 volts. This one I expect, because of its size, would last for ages. Hours left full on. I wouldn't expect 18650s to last quite as long because they just don't have that sort of capacity. But they would be brighter. Don't know if that bulb's any good or not. Could do with a clean anyway. I'll have a little think about what we're going to do. I'm very tempted to order one of those replacement LED bulbs. That's a direct replacement for one of these. I think it's a bayonet fitting, isn't it? Let's have a look. Not even bayonet, just a push fit on there, and then that will clamp under. Let's have a look. I should think that just twists to come out. There we go. And that comes apart. So yeah, that's held in there like that. It's coloured up as if it's burnt out. Put that sticky tape over there, and things are sticking to it now. Let's try resistance. Oh, might be okay. Might just be a flat battery. But if we start sticking 8 volts through it, when it's a 6-volt bulb, it's not going to last long, is it? Right, yeah, we'll have a think about that, what we're going to do. Just a quick check, a couple of AA batteries. Hold that one there. Hold that one there. Yeah, light works, or the bulb works. Yeah, we'll think. Another little thing, I was wrong, it's not a thread on there. I thought that was a screw-in threaded section, but it's not, it's just a ridge. So it just clips in place. I expect the fact that split is probably why I had tape around it to stop it falling out. And the on-off switch, there's a metal plate there. So I think that's one contact, and then another contact there. So in that position it's off. In that position it would be on. On there, on there, on there, off there, because there's no contact. And I reckon I've melted that at some time, because it would actually, in fact it's turning now sometimes when it shouldn't, because that says off in that position. Oh, it is off there now. It wasn't just now, so that's turned. Yeah, that's the off position now, and that's turned round. Yeah, so it looks like the switch is playing up as well. Yeah, I can turn the switch without the metal plate moving. Is it worth saving? Well, I haven't definitely made a decision yet, but this power bank, which I've had for a good few years, pretty sure it's got two 18650s in it. Haven't ever taken it apart. It's quite well sealed in there. I'm not too worried about that. Obviously it's 5 volts output. 5 volts, 1 amp. It's shorter than that battery, so we should be able to fit it in there, and yeah, even with the plug plugged in there, we got space. Probably easiest to have one of these, cut the wire, maybe solder it directly onto there. Be one way of doing it. That would actually go in there. No, that's, yeah, we also need one going in there, that's what I meant to say. So that we can have the plug hanging out like we have there, so we can charge it without taking it apart. So we can do basically the same as that. But the next question is, what do we want to do about the light bulb? I might have a look online, because you can get direct replacement LEDs. Just see what's available. They're more expensive, But it might be interesting to do a straight change out and give one of them a try. Still thinking. It's funny how easy it is to get fixated on 3D printing things when you've got a 3D printer. I was just taking all the measurements off here and had started designing a 3D printed one of these that I could drop that inside. And then it occurred to me, I expect we can get this apart. I've just been pushing hard on the side here and we can hear a little crack as I do it. So I reckon if I work my way round, there's a good chance we can separate this and retain the plastic case. So I'll work on that and see if we can do that. It's definitely a nice cracking noise there when I do that. It's a matter of which way it goes. I'm guessing, well, this is a plastic case. I'm guessing that sits in it, so there might be some ridges around the edge that hold it in place. It may be glued, it may be vibration welded, as they call it. But I'll work my way around, see if we can get it apart. If I shatter it, then I will carry on doing the 3D printed design instead. Just show you what I mean. So squeeze that down on there. You can see there's a ridge opening up all the way around there. Get my fingernail in it now. Ah. So that's what's inside. Look like they're glued in place with something. Either that or it's just the way that they've corroded. I can see that one. I'll get the light on it. Yeah, that one's gone all crusty around the edges. I just think we can get them out. That one's coming. That one's coming. That one doesn't want to come. It's a bit crusty in there. That one's coming. So 3 out of 4 are coming out okay. Just need to get that one to free up. That's the one that's gone all corroded on the inside. Right, yeah, I think that one's probably not working. We have the empty container. Still need to cut that central divider out so we can slide the power bank in there. But that also means that we could make use of the original connectors. I'll think about that. Just for reference, we can see these 4 pieces here on the cover or top with the slot in them match up with those 4 dividers. So that's probably holding it together. You know, they actually clamp onto there to hold the top on. Oh well, a disassembly of an old 6 volt, I'm sure they call them square batteries. They're not square, but yeah. Yeah, that spot of glue, that's why that one's come off. That one's got glue on it. So yeah, spot of glue on each corner and then push the top on. Right, mine's rambling a little bit here. I am definitely not going to do this, but just for reference, you could get 9 18650s in there, 3 banks of 3, quite easily. So if you call them 4.2 volts fully charged, 9 4s, 36, isn't it? 36 volts. Had to think for a minute then. Yeah, you could get 36 volts in there if you really wanted to. So you could have quite powerful light bulb on the end of it. I'm not going there. I'm just going to stick with my original idea of a couple of, well, just using that power bank and dropping it in there. Because that's obviously got the charging circuit in it and everything. But that's just to give you an idea of what you could put in there if you really wanted to. 3 would fit in there quite easily. And then 3 layers, so 9. That's just fitting it in there. Haven't got as much clearance at the top as I was hoping. I mean, that would still go on there, but I was hoping for a little bit more so we could get the plug in there inside. So we actually have to have a hole in the top there so we can plug in there. The plug will stick out obviously that far, which is getting a bit close. Yeah, I don't think we got much clearance now underneath the top of here and the top of here. That's annoying. Although, if we forget about trying to make use of those contacts, springs, we can actually cut holes in there so we can actually go straight through there to plug into the top of the power bank. And put a suitable connector on the end of these wires so we can plug it in into there. So we can still have the power bank sitting inside here. Yeah, cut holes in there. Yeah, thinking on the foot, as we say. Just marking it up so I can decide how to cut holes in it. Don't need the entire area cut open. We need a hole for the plug to go in for the micro USB and a hole for the other one. And the hole needs to be big enough for that plug to go in. Don't really need to trim the rest of it out. Might be nice to be able to see the LEDs to tell us how much charge we got in it. I haven't glued it in place or anything. I'll probably put some hot glue in there to hold it in place. But we can see, I've made 4 holes so we can see the LEDs. You can see it's on charge at the moment. That's the charge lead. So yeah, it all fits in there. Let's say a bit of hot glue, I think, just to hold it all in place. And we should have a working replacement, but not able to do quite what I wanted. I wanted to do away with that plug and directly go from the back of there to those 2 springs. Instead of that, we're going to have to cut a hole in there, unfortunately, exactly where that spare bulb goes. And then these will go straight through here. And that one, or one similar to it, I will cut the end off and directly wire onto there. Right, I still haven't glued the power bank into the dummy 6-volt battery, but I have checked that we can get the plug in and soldered it up. So shove that in. There we are. So we're running it off the power bank. I don't think it's terribly bright. It looks all right in the camera. That's because it's shining straight at the camera. But yeah, it's not terribly bright. It's probably as bright as it was. Because the power bank will only be given at 6 volts, even though the 2 18650s in it could potentially give it 8 volts. The circuit in there will be limiting it down to 5 volts. Did I say 6 volts just then? I meant 5 volts. And that switch is definitely a bit iffy. So it works. It could do with a bit of tidying up, but on the face of it, we now have a working flashlight, or torch, as the British like to call it. Yeah, it works. Where's that other one? So for comparison, yeah, looks quite sort of pale in comparison, doesn't it? But then that one's 29 LEDs, and that's one old incandescent bulb. And you can see it on charge now as well. What I'll probably do is get a spare lead like that, drill a hole in the side and leave it plugged in, so we don't need to take the lens out, whatever you want to call that, lens reflector module, out. You can just plug it straight in outside somewhere like I did with that one. Thanks for watching. If you want more information, check down below in the video description. If you like this video, you might like this one up here. And if you want to subscribe, you can check out my channel over here. Up here is my latest video on my channel, and down here is a video playlist associated with the video you've just watched. Thanks again for watching.